The most dangerous 30 minutes of your day could be the very first ones after you wake up. It sounds dramatic, but for people over 60, the science is clear. Your body's circulation, blood pressure, and brain activity go through sudden shifts in that short window. If you're not careful, those shifts can quietly set the stage for a life-altering stroke. The good news? Making just a few small changes in your morning routine can dramatically reduce that risk by as much as 50%, according to cardiology experts. And these aren't complicated, exhausting, or expensive fixes. In fact, most of them take less than 5 minutes, cost nothing, and fit seamlessly into the life you already have. As Dr. Christy Ballantyne from the Texas Heart Institute explains, simple habits like moving mindfully, hydrating properly, and eating a balanced breakfast can make all the difference for brain and heart health. Yet many seniors skip these small steps, not realizing the quiet harm building up over years. In this video, we're counting down 8 powerful morning habits that protect your circulation, lower your blood pressure, and keep your brain sharp. These aren't generic wellness tips. They're backed by real research and practical enough to start tomorrow. And here's your first reason to stay with me. Habit number 2 is the most surprising of them all, and it's the easiest one to fix. It could save you from a dizzy spell, a fall, or something much more serious. As we go, type in the comments which of these habits you already do, and which ones you'll try first. Let's start with a habit that affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults. And most don't even know it. When you first open your eyes in the morning, your body is in a calm, low-pressure state. Blood has been moving more slowly while you slept, and your brain is still adjusting from rest mode. If you swing your legs out of bed and stand up too quickly, you can trigger a sudden drop in blood pressure known as orthostatic hypotension. This isn't just a little morning grogginess. Studies from the American Heart Association show that up to 30% of people over 65 experience it. That quick drop in blood flow to the brain can cause dizziness, blurred vision, or even a fainting episode. And for someone with narrowed arteries or fragile blood vessels, it can tip the balance toward a mini-stroke or worse. The fix takes less than 2 minutes. When you wake, take a few deep breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch your arms and legs. Sit up slowly on the side of the bed and pause. Let your feet rest on the floor for a moment before pushing up to stand. This gives your circulation time to adjust and your brain time to catch up. It might feel slow at first, but it's not about being lazy. It's about being smart. One reader told us she nearly lost her balance every morning until she tried this. Now, she says she hasn't had a dizzy spell in months. Type "slow" in the comments if you'll give it a try tomorrow. Your brain and your balance will thank you. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up in a state of mild dehydration. You haven't had a sip of water all night, yet you've been losing fluids through breathing and perspiration. For your brain, which is about 75% water, that shortage can have an immediate impact. Thickened blood moves more slowly, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach every corner of your brain. For older adults, this matters even more. Dehydration is linked to higher blood pressure, slower reaction times, and a greater risk of clot formation, the most common cause of stroke. And if you take morning medications for your heart or blood pressure, water helps them absorb properly and start working when you need them most. Skipping that glass can mean your medicine doesn't do its job as well as it should. The fix couldn't be simpler. Before coffee, tea, or breakfast, drink a full glass of room-temperature water, about 8 to 12 ounces. Keep it on your nightstand so it's the first thing you reach for. If you like, add a squeeze of lemon for a gentle boost to circulation and digestion. But plain water is enough to make a difference. One viewer told us she made this change after years of starting her day with coffee. Within a week, her morning headaches disappeared, and she felt steadier on her feet. Try it for a few days and see how your body responds. Comment water below if you'll start tomorrow. It might be the easiest health upgrade you've ever made. The moment you wake up, your mind often jumps straight into the day ahead. Errands, appointments, meals, medications. That mental rush can send a signal to your body to release cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol first thing in the morning tightens your blood vessels and raises your blood pressure, exactly when your arteries are already more sensitive. For people over 60, those morning surges can quietly strain the heart and brain. Over time, they can add up to an increased risk of stroke, heart attack, and memory problems. The good news is that you can lower those spikes with a practice that costs nothing and takes just 5 minutes. Mindful breathing. Here's one method you can try without leaving your bed. Sit up comfortably, close your eyes, and inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, then exhale through your mouth for another 4. That's one cycle. Repeat it for 5 minutes. As you breathe, imagine your blood vessels opening, your heart rate steadying, and oxygen flowing freely to your brain. Viewers who've adopted this habit say they feel calmer, clearer, and more focused throughout the day. Some even report better sleep at night, because lowering morning stress sets a healthy tone for the body's rhythm. No equipment, no apps, just you, your breath, and a little quiet. Give it a try tomorrow, and tell us in the comments if you notice a difference. Most people don't think of breakfast as a high-salt meal, but when you look closely at common choices, toast with cheese, packaged cereal, breakfast bars, sausage, or even healthy instant oatmeal packets, you will often find hundreds of milligrams of sodium hidden inside. For someone over 60, that's a problem, especially in the morning. After a night's sleep, your blood vessels are naturally tighter and your hydration is lower. Adding a salty meal right away can cause those vessels to constrict even more, pushing your blood pressure to dangerous levels before you've even started your day. If you already live with hypertension, that morning's salt load can be like pouring gasoline on a fire. The fix is straightforward. Build your breakfast around fresh, whole ingredients and season with herbs or spices instead of salt. Try plain oatmeal topped with berries and unsalted nuts. Have a boiled egg with sliced avocado. Blend a smoothie with banana, spinach, and a handful of frozen blueberries. Not only are these options low in sodium, they're rich in potassium and magnesium, which naturally help relax your blood vessels. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day for older adults. One salty breakfast alone can push you past that limit, so saving your salt budget for later meals makes sense. If you've already swapped a high-sodium breakfast for a low-salt option, share your go-to in the comments. Your idea might inspire someone else to start their day on a heart-healthy note. Your body has just spent 7 or 8 hours in one position. If you move straight from bed to the breakfast table or the couch, Your circulation stays sluggish, your muscles stay stiff, and your brain gets less oxygen than it needs. That slow start can quietly increase your stroke risk over time. A short morning walk is one of the simplest ways to change that. Research following over 86,000 adults found that those who exercised between 8 and 11 a.m. had a 17% lower risk of stroke. And for women, the reduction was an impressive 35%. You don't need to power walk or break a sweat. Even a gentle stroll can activate your circulation, boost oxygen delivery to your brain, and help keep your arteries flexible. If you can step outside, the morning light will help regulate your body's sleep-wake cycle, improving both your mood and your nighttime rest. But you can also walk indoors, up and down a hallway, around the living room, or even in place while the kettle boils. Aim for just 10 to 15 minutes. Pair it with deep breathing, and you'll get a double benefit: relaxed blood vessels and steady, oxygen-rich blood flow. One viewer in her 70s told us she began walking around her garden each morning. Within a month, she noticed her legs felt stronger, her balance improved, and she slept more soundly at night. Type "walk" in the comments if you'll add a short stroll to your mornings. Your heart, brain, and mood will thank you. It's easy to overlook your neck and shoulders in the morning, but these areas play a bigger role in brain health than most people realize. Tight muscles here can compress the arteries that carry blood to your brain, especially if you've slept in an awkward position. That reduced blood flow can leave you feeling lightheaded, foggy, or unusually tired. And over time, it can contribute to a higher stroke risk. The fix is quick and gentle. Start with slow neck rolls. Drop your chin toward your chest. Roll your head to the right, back, to the left, and forward again. Do 3 circles clockwise, then 3 counterclockwise. Follow with shoulder shrugs, lifting your shoulders toward your ears and releasing them down for 10 repetitions. Finally, roll your shoulders backward and forward in slow, steady movements. These stretches take less than 3 minutes, but can make a noticeable difference. By loosening tight muscles, you reduce pressure on your blood vessels, improve circulation to your brain, and start the day feeling more awake and balanced. One gentleman wrote to us saying he'd been skipping morning stretches for years. After adding them to his routine, his mid-morning headaches disappeared, and he felt more alert without needing that extra cup of coffee. Try these tomorrow before you leave the bedroom, and notice how much lighter and clearer you feel. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. Most people don't feel it rising. By the time symptoms appear, damage may already be happening in your arteries, heart, or brain. For older adults, especially those with a history of hypertension, the early hours of the day are the most dangerous. That's when blood pressure naturally spikes, and without knowing your numbers, you're left guessing. A simple morning blood pressure check can change that. Within an hour of waking, before coffee or breakfast, sit quietly for a minute, then take your reading. Use a cuff-style monitor that wraps around your upper arm, as it's more accurate than most wrist devices. Record the result in a small notebook or a phone app so you can spot patterns over time. If you notice consistent readings above your target range, bring that record to your doctor. It gives them a clear picture of what's happening and allows for adjustments before serious problems develop. This 1-minute habit can help you catch early warning signs and act before a stroke or heart event. A viewer named Carol told us she started checking her blood pressure each morning after a mild dizzy spell. She discovered her numbers were higher than expected and worked with her doctor to make changes. Now she feels steadier, and her readings are consistently in a healthy range. Would you be willing to start tomorrow? Let us know in the comments. Your commitment might inspire someone else to take control. What you eat in the morning doesn't just fuel your day. It can set the tone for your blood pressure and circulation for hours to come. Two minerals, potassium and magnesium, play a powerful role here. Potassium helps your body balance out excess sodium, easing strain on your blood vessels. Magnesium helps those vessels relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more freely. For seniors, getting enough of both is especially important. Low levels can leave your arteries tense, your heart working harder, and your stroke risk quietly climbing. The solution is to make these nutrients part of your breakfast. It's easier than you might think. Start with a banana. One medium banana gives you about 10% of your daily potassium needs. Add a handful of spinach to scrambled eggs, or blend it into a smoothie. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds or almonds over plain yogurt, or oatmeal for magnesium and healthy fats. Avocado on whole grain toast offers both potassium and magnesium in one tasty package. A viewer in her late 60s shared that she began swapping her usual buttered toast for yogurt with fruit and nuts. Within weeks, her blood pressure readings improved, and she felt more energetic in the afternoons. If you already have a favorite potassium and magnesium breakfast, share it in the comments. You might give someone else a delicious, heart-protective idea to try tomorrow. If your doctor has prescribed blood pressure medication, that pill is more than a routine. It's a shield for your brain and heart. Missing a dose or taking it late can allow your blood pressure to surge, and in the morning, those surges are especially dangerous. Research shows that many strokes happen in the early hours when blood pressure naturally climbs. The simplest way to protect yourself is to take your medication at the same time every morning, exactly as your doctor prescribed. Keep your pills somewhere you can't miss them, on the nightstand, beside your toothbrush, or next to the coffee maker. Use a pill organizer marked with the days of the week, and set an alarm on your phone or a reminder on a smart speaker. Never skip or adjust your dose without medical guidance, even if you feel fine. That fine feeling is often because the medication is doing its job. One viewer admitted she used to take her pills whenever she remembered, sometimes hours late. After making it a non-negotiable part of her morning, her readings stabilized, and she felt more confident about her health. This habit takes less than a minute, costs nothing extra, and can lower your stroke risk by up to 50%. If you already take your medication on time every morning, type "on time" in the comments. Your consistency could be the inspiration someone else needs to start protecting their brain today. It might seem harmless to lie in bed for a few extra minutes in the morning, even if you feel the urge to use the bathroom. But holding your bladder after a night's sleep can quietly put stress on your body. A full bladder triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones raise your blood pressure and cause your blood vessels to tighten. Not the best way to start your day, especially if you already have hypertension. For some older adults, that spike in pressure can also affect heart rhythm. In rare cases, it may set the stage for clot formation, which is exactly what we want to avoid. When you pair that with the natural morning blood pressure surge, You've got a combination that can work against brain and heart health. The fix is easy. As soon as you wake and feel the urge, head to the bathroom before you check your phone, turn on the TV, or pour your coffee. Think of it as the first act of self-care for the day. One that takes less than a minute, but can help keep your blood pressure in a safer range. One man in his 70s told us that after making this change, he felt more comfortable and noticed fewer episodes of morning dizziness. Small habits like this may not seem like much, but over time, they help protect your brain, your heart, and your independence. You've just learned 10 simple habits that can protect your brain, lower your blood pressure, and cut your stroke risk in half. The beauty of these changes is that they're not complicated or expensive. They fit naturally into your mornings, and, once they become routine, they work quietly in the background to safeguard your health. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with 1 or 2 habits tomorrow. Maybe drinking water first thing and standing up slowly. And give yourself a week to adjust. Then, add another. Over time, these actions stack together, strengthening your heart, improving circulation, and helping you stay clear-headed and steady on your feet. Research shows that even small lifestyle shifts, practiced consistently, can lower your risk for serious health events and keep you independent longer. That means more mornings spent the way you want. Whether it's walking in the garden, playing with your grandchildren, or enjoying breakfast without a rush. Now it's your turn. Which habit will you start tomorrow? Type it in the comments so others can see they're not alone in making changes. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with a parent, a friend, or anyone over 60 who might benefit. It could be the nudge that keeps them safe. Don't forget to subscribe to Golden Wellness 365 for more senior health tips you can trust. Your mornings are powerful. Protect them. And you protect your brain, your heart, and your future. You've got this.